Hello everyone and welcome to Don't Open Your Eyes. This is something completely different than I've played before. This is a visual novel where we are trying to fall asleep, and in the silent night a shadowy figure enters our room and has one simple request for us, and that is to open our eyes. And we have to decide if we're going to open them or not. So something completely different, going to see how it goes. Interested in looking at how it is. If you like the video and aren't subscribed yet, please do so, and any other stuff like that. But with that being said, let's just get into it. Okay, that's already creepy. Just looking into a blank. It's getting late. My eyelids have begun to feel heavy. I begin to sleep. Even more creepy. I leave aside the book I've been reading and look out the window. The process of falling asleep is always a struggle against noise. Barking dogs, police sirens, or even my own intrusive thoughts. But not even the turning gears of my brain are preceding much sound. Tonight is oddly quiet. Quiet. Too quiet? Oh, it's getting darker. Too quiet, yes. I feel restless. My sight veers towards the hallway outside my door. The distance between my room and the opposite wall is only 10 steps long. I'd know, since I made a habit of counting them whenever I go out. 1, 2, 3. Absent-mindedly, but always. I don't know why. Maybe I just like being aware of my surroundings, to the smallest details. But tonight is different. The hallway looks like it stretches into nothingness, like the throat of a gargantuan beast. Logical thinking cries it's just my imagination. There can't be anything wrong or different about it. It's just a hallway. But I don't want to look at it. No, I don't want to look at it either. So I take a deep breath and close my eyes. In my room, there's a bed. In my room, there's a wardrobe. In my room, there's pictures framed on a wall. My room is a part of myself. It's a world I know like the back of my hand. Were someone to blindfold me and ask me to find my way around, I'd do so without the slightest difficulty. As long as nothing changes, having my eyes closed makes no difference. In this room, I can always find what I want to find. Because in this room, I know how everything looks. I need to wake up early tomorrow. I should really try to sleep. Oh. What's that sound? Are those footsteps? No, that's impossible. It must be my imagination. But it's getting closer. And closer. And closer. And closer. They're gone. Right. There's no way someone could be there. Oh, hi.
Hey,
Ooh. That's creepy.
open your eyes.
I don't think so. Do I open my eyes? No. I don't open my eyes.
Open your eyes.
I don't really want to.
Look at me.
I do my best to ignore the voice.
Why won't you look at me? Where are your manners? If a stranger asks for help, is it right to ignore them?
I mean, if you're going to break into somebody's house, yeah.
Is that how it is?
Again, yes. I can feel someone breathing over my ear. It's cold.
I will share a secret with you. I have never seen myself before. I don't know if my face is ugly. I don't know the color of my skin. I don't know if I'm even here. That is why I need you to open your eyes, so you can tell me how I look. But I'm also shy, so I might hide the moment you do. You won't find me anywhere, and soon you will forget, like a faded dream. I know you're not asleep.
You don't know that.
You listen with those tiny ears of yours. They look so fragile, like I could almost grab them.
I feel something caress my ear.
Put my fingers around them.
Oh, don't do that. Ooh.
And tear them off.
Okay, that turned dark real quick.
If I do, will you scream? Will I hear your voice? It was a joke.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
very funny. You got me.
Don't be scared. Hey,
Hey.
how do you think my eyes look? When our cases finally meet, what will you find? Answer me.
What do their eyes look like? They look lost. They look empty. They look broken. I like the sound of
They
empty.
look empty.
Okay. Sure. That's
And
what I'll
maybe
picture.
so. The eyes are the window to the soul. That's what someone told me long ago. They said that the soul was holy, bright, beautiful. Every person has one, both the good and the evil. But that person said I was the exception. That something like me couldn't possibly own something so holy, so bright, so beautiful. They looked inside of me, took a deep breath, and announced their conclusion with great fatigue. Their eyes that could see it all, couldn't find anything in there. I'm sure that if you were to cut me apart, not even blood would flow out, even if I felt it sometimes crawling through my veins. Maybe that's why I've never seen myself before, because I'm empty. But isn't that something to be grateful for? Because if I were to look and find nothing there, then surely I would feel disappointed. By not looking, I can ease myself of that pain. So maybe this is for the best. recite these words to me, nor the second, nor the third, nor the several others who came after. The only thing I remember is that they looked as empty as I did to them.
Hey.
Have you ever felt so empty, so devoid of what makes everyone special, that you've embraced the void as your own? Have you?
I remain silent.
These eyes. Are these my eyes?
Okay, so what I did read is there's alternative things that you can choose, and I think they'll give a different description on each one you choose. I'm just going to go through once and play it as is of what I want to go with, but there's multiple options you can choose, and I don't know how much of it is going to change, if that changes the story at all too much, unless just what he says is different. But I'm just going to stick with what I go with, my first instincts. That sound good?
A
Yes.
good answer. Yet there is only one way to know the truth. Open your eyes.
I see what you're trying to do. Trying to tempt me into the trickery. Do I open my eyes? I'm still going to go with no.
So you won't look at me. Even though your eyes are so pretty.
You don't know that.
I can't see them, but I can imagine them behind their veil of flesh.
You got me there. I should have carried on letting you speak before I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Probably.
Round like pearls. And shiny like jewels.
You know me so well.
So pretty.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered. Maybe I should open my eyes for you. A breath of cold air caresses my eyelashes.
It's fine. We still have time. The night is still and silent.
Oh, that's not creepy at all. Please stop doing that. No? You're just going to carry on? Okay.
People are good at closing their doors.
Apparently not.
Do you know what a door is?
I'm aware of the concept.
Of course you know. You have one. Right there. At the verge of your little world. A door is a barrier to keep the bad out. The bad can be anything. A bad person. A bad smell. And sometimes, me. I can't open doors. I find them tricky.
It does take a good knack to get it just right.
Should I push or pull? Should I turn the knob left or right? Should I try to take it off its hinges? Should I chip away at it, hoping it will fall apart? And what happens when it opens? Do I close it behind me? Do I keep it open? But that might be rude to the person who had it closed. But then, how do I get out? And what happens if the wind pushes it close? What then? So many options. So many things that could go wrong. Whenever I stand in front of a closed door, it paralyzes me. I stare at it for a long time and think of my excuses.
I can see kind of symbolism and references here of how these are the inner monologue thoughts that people have at night. You know, at night when you think of the things of, am I important to someone? Am I just general things of that, of speaking to people and always doubting yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So I'm already kind of instinctively thinking that this is just something in my head, because it said it was a restless night. So I'm kind of in that mindset that this isn't real, and it's kind of just a creature that I'm making of myself to find excuses for things. I'm not any kind of knowledge in that thing, so any kind of thing I'm saying here it could just be absolute useless rubbish. Yeah, I'm sure a lot more people can make terminology of that better than I can.
Because that's all they are. What bothers me the most about closed doors is the idea they exist to keep me out. It fills me with the need to go in. So I search for a crevice or a window. Anything that might be open. Anything that might let me in. I'm not good with doors, but as long as there's a place where I can fit, then I can go in anywhere. Every night, I hop across the shadows of the streets. I'm careful so as to not be caught by the light. In my eternal search, I pick a place where to rest. I slip in and spend the night wherever is comfortable, without alerting anyone. Usually it's a cellar, an attic, anywhere with dust, with dirt. I feel at home there. But sometimes, just sometimes, an urge swells inside of me. The urge to be seen. So I search hard for a door that's open.
It's really unnerving having his eyes just staring. I don't want to look at them too long, so I'm kind of like looking more at the subtitles.
And for someone to be at the other end, awake, as if expecting me, but you won't look at me, even though you had your door open for visitors. Why is that? Are you afraid? Do I scare you? No, that can't be it. We have been chatting for so long.
It's been a great chat.
You haven't chased me out. That means you welcome me. So I'm certain that if I were to reach out my hand,
Something moves over my bed sheets.
you would reciprocate and grasp it. I'm sure your hands are warm. So very warm. Because people are always warm. Hey,
Hey,
how do my hands look? When my warmth finally meets yours, how will it feel? Answer me.
they look tired, they look deceitful, they look incomplete. I mean, he's been talking about welcoming and then being aggressive at certain times, so I'm going to say deceitful.
They look deceitful.
Okay, not what I was expecting.
That may be so.
I wasn't expecting tentacles.
These hands of mine tend to squirm into places I could never imagine. Be it tiny holes in the walls, housing arachnids of all sizes, or the pockets of midnight walkers strolling the parks that sometimes serve me as home. These fingers squirm in and drag out what they find. So now I carry all sorts of trinkets with me. Keys, peeping gadgets, notes with love poems in them. The corpse of one or two insects, eventually eaten away by those who come take their place. I keep everything with me, regardless of their use. But sometimes I feel bad, because maybe it was something important. The person I took them from could be distraught, their happiness shattered, their lives ended. So I consider maybe dropping them somewhere in the park. But what if I need them? What if the keys can one day open the door I want? What if the poems help me befriend a new partner? What if arachnids serve me as unlikely sustenance? There are too many ifs. also too afraid to find out the truth. So I let them stay with me, slowly becoming a part of me, helping me grow. I've grown so much. I had to lower my head when entering your room. These fingers won't stop, squirming and coiling around everything they feel. And I can only hope they merely take what they need. I would be saddened if my body grew too much, because I wouldn't get to enter rooms like yours anymore. Hey,
Hey,
have you ever attempted to help yourself grow? By mercilessly taking away from someone else? Have you?
yeah, it's definitely that kind of question does put more of the idea to me that it's late night thoughts that most people have. I don't know. I guess that's something most people have where they overthink things at night when they're trying to sleep. That question definitely seems like it to me. I remain silent.
These hands. Are these my hands?
I wasn't expecting tentacles, and I was kind of thinking for something else, but I said I was going with my first instincts on things, and I explained why I said deceitful, so I'm sticking with it. Yes.
A good answer. Yet, there is only one way to know the truth. Open your eyes.
Do I open my eyes? Still no.
So you won't look at me, even though my hands could be the same as yours.
Could be, but if they are tentacles, no.
Think about it. Maybe you and I are similar. No, I know we are. I can feel it in my skin. Oh,
Whose heart's that? Is that mine? Is that me?
can you hear it? My skin is pulsating.
Oh no, it's you.
It has been long since this happened. It's a sign of my innermost emotions flowing out. I wander the world, wanting to be seen. I'll be satisfied as long as someone tells me how I look. But it's not like anyone will do. If it did, then it would be oh so easy. Since I could show myself to everyone at once, every living person in this land, and ask them all the same question. Someone will answer. There's no doubt about it. But it might not be the answer I wish for, since I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be perceived as something I'm not. It scares me. That is why, when someone is on the verge of looking at me, I shy away. I hide, fading into the dark. But you might be different. If it's you, it might be possible to stand still, if only for a second. That way you can help me, and we can both be fulfilled. Just thinking about it, it makes me feel something. I cannot describe it. I am not good with words. There was a person in my past who taught me to speak like a person. They were not good at it either, and thinking back on it, they certainly didn't enjoy it. To teach a wordless being how to talk must be a challenge. Yet, they did.
I mean, you've done a pretty good job with it. You know how to articulate yourself very well.
Simply because they could. It is weird to remember, because it makes me think of why I want to be seen. And I am not. I don't care much for my appearance.
Clicked a little bit, sorry. Or clicked a little bit quick, sorry.
I don't want to be judged. But if that were it, I could easily stay out of sight. So why is it? Why someone to recognize me so much. Maybe it's only because I can. Because everyone gets to be recognized. But me. But I will. Soon. Once you open your eyes. There it is again. Just thinking about the moment you unveil your sight onto me. And you finally take those bed sheets off your body. And you inspect every crevice of mine. And you finally open those tight lips of yours.
Right, lips. You were talking about my eyes before.
To let me hear what I am.
Oh yeah, you want me to explain it? Okay, that makes sense.
And to maybe even give me a name.
I can't think of a name for you.
It makes me feel, but I don't know what. Surely it would be evident if you were to look at my face. Hey,
Hey.
what does my expression look like? When that veil of uncertainty finally disappears, what will we convey to each other? Answer me.
It's a cheerful smile. It's a surprised smile. It's an emotionless stare. What does the expression look like? Oh, a surprised grimace, not a smile. It's not cheerful smile. I don't get any kind of cheerful from this guy. Surprised, emotionless stare.
An emotionless stare.
Kind of looks a bit like a voodoo doll now, apart from,
That may be
again,
so.
tentacles for arms.
Expressions are difficult. They require one's face to contort in many different ways. I am not capable of that. Everything about me is stiff. From the way I walk, to the way I talk, to the way I feel. It is something I noticed long ago. I may hurt and I may grow, but I do not change. Not in the way other people do. People interact with each other. They form connections. They experience thrills. A person becomes someone different with each passing second, turning old and perishing. However, I don't think I'm capable of any of those things. My journey began long ago. Longer than any person has ever journeyed. And in my life, I have seen others born and die. Born and die. A person's existence is so fleeting. And yet, so many things happen to them. So many worthwhile memories. It is something I lack. Were I to write a book, I could not fill a single page. It's not for the lack of memories, but rather because these memories mean nothing to me. Save for a minuscule number, they are all the same, blending with each other into a mottled gray, lacking the meaning people often give to that which they care about. Perhaps if someone else had lived what I had, they would see meaning. They would treasure it. But I cannot, no matter how I try. I can't see any worth in what I do. And by extension, in what I am, I want for someone to tell me how I look. Yet, I don't see that as important. No one but me would care. So why should I care?
See, I was going to say he makes a very good point on if not feeling having meaning, but then trying to look, but then he says he doesn't care, which then kind of puts me right back to the thing of, well, I don't need to open my eyes. He was very close. I was very tempted.
But that doesn't mean I have never felt.
Okay, now he's coming right back onto it.
I feel things. Joy, sorrow, fear. I am always feeling, and right now, I am feeling strongly. It's here, in my pulsating skin. You say my expression is emotionless, that it shows nothing. And if you say so, it must be true. But soon you will see something. Because what I'm feeling is not nothing.
Oh, that sounds like I made a mistake then. He doesn't like my answer.
Hey,
Hey,
have you ever masked yourself with indifference? Only to hide the overwhelming emotions hiding beneath.
again, a question that I think everyone has at some point felt.
Have you?
I remain silent.
This expression. Is this my expression? I see.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have truly helped me tonight.
I'm glad.
These are my eyes. These are my hands.
Unfortunately, I'm not too happy with that.
And this is my expression.
I'm happy with the face. Arms could do a bit of work.
I consider these my most treasured features. And you have helped me picture them all. No one has done this for me. I feel a connection with you.
Again, this also is another thing of where I think this is an imagination thing, because I kept on saying how I remain silent and how I've been asleep. I wouldn't have been able to portray any of these kind of things, and he wouldn't have communicated back to me the fact of what I said with these. So again, I still think it's an imagination thing.
One born out of honest gratitude. But there's one step left. You need to make sure of the truth. It is the only way to finally understand each other. So please, I beg of you, open your eyes.
Oh, he's begging now. Do I open my eyes? Still no. I want to play this out.
No,
No.
I see. I understand. No, it's fine. You have still helped me by answering my questions. No one has done that for me before. So I have no right to ask for anything else.
Okay.
No. That is a lie.
Oh, but
Ever since I stepped into this room, you have refused to engage with me.
see? This is what I said. I haven't engaged, so how would you have got any of this from me?
Not even once. Not even once, not even once, not even once, not even once, not even once.
Oh, he's not
Not
happy
even
now.
once. Did you open your eyes? Not even once. Did you look at my face? You stayed there, acting as if you were asleep, feigning ignorance and not moving an inch. At times making me believe that our conversation was just in my head. You haven't opened your mouth, but you didn't need to. I can hear far, far beyond what most others can. And I can see further than what others would consider the dark, empty bottom. That's why I know that I wasn't wrong. You are like me. We are the same. You too look for what's not there. You too reach out for what might hurt you. And you too are a liar. The type that shows one thing and feels another. But you made a mistake. I know you're lying. Because every answer you've given me so far has been wrong.
Well, how would you know?
I am not what you said I am. These eyes, these hands, this expression.
But you said you've never seen yourself, so you don't know.
Maybe they are yours. But I do not care. Not anymore. Open your eyes.
Okay.
I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to be perceived for something I'm not. And that's all you did. So now, you will open your eyes and see me for what I truly am. You said so, remember?
Did I?
That in this room, you know
Oh,
how
okay.
everything looks. It was those words
I did say that.
that brought me
didn't I?
here. So you have to do right by that which you claimed. It is time. Open your eyes. Open your eyes.
Open your eyes. Do I open my eyes? No?
You had your chance. It's not up to you anymore.
Oh.
You
Okay.
won't open your eyes.
Maybe I should
I
have opened
will.
my eyes. I definitely probably should have opened my eyes. Something coils around my head. The pressure around my skull is unbearable. I hear something shatter.
Ah, your eyes are as beautiful as I imagined. Tell me, my new friend, what do you see?
I want to answer. But they've grabbed onto my head and won't let me talk. But what I see is... Oh. Okay. I close my eyes.
That won't do.
What do you mean it won't do?
Open your eyes. Open them.
Oh, what's happening?
Open them now. Open, open, open. Open, open, open. Open, open, open.
I think whatever you're doing... Ooh, that was squishy.
Oh no. It seems I did it again. You can't see anymore, right? You can't talk anymore, right? You can't think anymore, right?
Apparently not.
Then, this is farewell. Thank you for trying, friend. Even though you were a liar, I leave this piece of myself here with you. I must go. I must look for the right person. Someone who can tell me how I look. Someone who can explain to me why everyone looks like that when they do.
Okay, bye, friend. There's something in my hand. It's what they left behind. What is it? It feels important. But I can no longer open my eyes. Oh, okay. So what was that? I wonder if there's a way of actually doing that to keep what is in my hand. Okay, so that was Don't Open Your Eyes. I want to see what happens if you do open your eyes. Can I load? And then... No, I can't. Okay. I'm going to have a quick look and see what happens when you open your eyes. I might just do it the first time and see what happens, so I'll be back then. Okay, so here is the first part of where it says open your eyes. So I'm going to do it here and have a look, see what happens. I don't know if anything of this will change. Again, I'm not going through the whole story again to see through it. Maybe I'll come back to it, but I'm just going to check this time now. I open my eyes. There's nothing there. Okay, so that's what happens when you open your eyes. Again, I don't know if maybe if you go through the story and get to the end, maybe it'll have something where he's there or something. I don't know. Maybe there'll be something where you can see the end part that's important of the important thing that was left in the hand. I'm not sure, but I'm going to leave it there for now. So that was Don't Open Your Eyes. If I did open my eyes, everything I was saying before when I was playing it or when I was going through it, I would say I was right, and it was an interpretation of just a nighttime imagination of your voice in your head bringing things up. But then to not open your eyes and have something actually happen, it shows something completely different. So I don't know what to take from that. Interesting concept, interesting story. Enjoyed it. Yeah, something different, like I said before, from the channel that I've ever done before, but it was an interesting little thing to do. I'd like to see if I can find more of those. I really enjoyed that, and I hope you did as well. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.